Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and if you haven't already, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little bell notification of when you want to be notified from when I make new content. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a little tutorial about how to make a beachside dessert bar. And just a little content update, I'm currently working on a dig site video, and there may or may not be a current TikTok / YouTube trend remake in the works right now. Currently, I'm trying to hunt down everything that I can in order to either make new sounds or replicate sounds for the trend that we're trying to remake. I don't want to get a copyright strike, so that's why we're trying to get crafty and trying to make our own kind of sounds. But yeah, right now I'm trying to look for kazoos. I know there's a store on the other end of my city that has kazoos, but I was in the same vicinity as this dollar store that shall remain nameless the other day, so I went in there with a friend to go see if they had kazoos. They did not have kazoos. They had tiny plastic recorders for some reason, but no kazoos. And let me tell you, if in the next 2 weeks, if I develop COVID, I definitely got it from that place. Oh my god. Talk about a lawless land. Like, everyone is in every aisle on top of each other, and oh my god, the worst part too is that when people acknowledge that they're going the wrong way. Like, oh my god. Nothing gets on my nerves more than people that are like, I'm too lazy to go around in the correct direction of the arrows. I acknowledge that it's something that I should do, but middle finger to y'all, I'm gonna do what I want. Like, sir, do you think you are above the arrows taped onto the ground laws of this store? Who do you think you are? Honestly, the entitlement of these people. And let me know in the comments section below, like, what is your biggest pet peeve in terms of, like, people breaking COVID rules? Like, the arrows one kind of gets on my nerves, but people wearing the mask just below the nose has to be my ultimate pet peeve. And just a quick side note, I'm going to include the pattern codes that I used for kind of like a menu board on those simple panels right here. But in terms of like one of the funniest things I've heard of people breaking COVID rules was definitely in Montreal, which for those of you who don't know is in Quebec, Canada. And they had a curfew, and the only people who were allowed to break that curfew was like if you're going to work or if you were walking your dog. And one couple in Montreal, the wife was walking the husband while he was on all fours on like a dog collar and leash to try and break the rules, and they ended up getting fined like a few $100s, but I just think that's absolutely hilarious. And speaking of annoying people, I just finished watching that supervillain documentary. It's like a 3-part documentary on Takashi 6ix9ine. Like, oh my god, he is so obnoxious to the point where he ruined his own documentary on himself. And I still can't get over the fact, because the only reason why I'd ever heard of this man is because of his infamous trial, where he ratted out everyone and everything that he possibly could, instead of, like, clearly he was just really spiteful against the one guy who supposedly, like, did him dirty. Like, just rat out the one guy. Like, why do you gotta rat out all of these people? Even people that weren't even, like, related to his situation. He was ratting them out. And I always love the comparison between him and Martha Stewart. Because for those of you who don't know, Martha Stewart went to jail for insider trading and didn't rat out a single person. And the only time where things got dicey for Martha Stewart in prison was when I think she was making like lemon squares for everyone, and she was just like mixing up shit from like the commissary and like stuff that they would get for like their everyday meals, and everyone got food poisoning and they had to put her in solitary. Other than that, this woman didn't rat a single person out. She was like, this is my thing. I'm gonna just keep my head down, do whatever is expected of me, walk out of this. And she walked out of that prison. If I can find a picture of it, I'll put it in here. She walked out of that prison in a handmade poncho that one of the inmates made her. Like an absolute boss bitch. And another documentary that I started watching was like the one on the Cecil Hotel. I know it's available on Netflix, but like, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Right now, it's just focusing on this woman. She was 21 years of age. She was an avid Tumblr user. She's from Vancouver, Canada, and she decided to stay at the Cecil Hotel. And for those of you who don't know, it's in LA. It's literally in the middle of like Skid Row, and she just goes missing. And they're trying to find out this whole mystery surrounding her disappearance. And let me tell you, it's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. If I were to make a recommendation, like, and if you're into one of those shows where it's like, you know, that whole meme on TikTok where it's like, her arms were cut off, her legs were cut off, her nose was cut off, her ears were cut off, her tongue was cut off, her eyeballs were plucked out. This one. I thoroughly enjoy watching shows like that, and I definitely really like this one. It goes into the history about the hotel, goes into the history about Skid Row, and then like the things that went down in this hotel, absolutely nuts. And they're interviewing one of the people who was a manager there for like 10 years, and she's like, bro, I am going to do this interview because people act like I did nothing for my job and I did nothing to improve this hotel. Let me freaking tell you that this hotel was a shithole from the get-go, and when I tried getting rid of anything that was like drug-related, prostitution-related, people just not doing legal things in this hotel, she got like slapped with a big fat letter that said, no, 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 no. Like, this place is going to be considered, like, housing for some people. Because it only cost them, like a few, like, $40, something like that, like a month or something. It was relatively cheap. And she was like, yeah, I was slapped with this thing from, like, government agencies. And she said I couldn't get rid of it. And this is how I had to basically run the hotel. And she was literally calling the police, like, 3 times a day for something going on. Like, it's nuts. And I'm really excited to just continue watching it because I am very invested right now. And another show that I actually hopped into, don't judge me, was Riverdale. I finally got caught up on the 5th season. And like, I don't know what it is about Riverdale. Like, a part of me is really invested into it, and the other part of me hates every single song and dance sequence in this series. I hate it so freaking much. Like, I don't care about you doing a little cheerleading dance or doing a little saucy little 40s, 30s, 20s, what have you, whatever decade, of a little serenade to your little high school boyfriend and your little speakeasy. I want to know about the murderous cult. I don't care about you doing a little routine line dance. I don't care if you're doing the can-can. I don't care if you're doing, I don't know, the Macarena. Like, I am only here for the murders. I am here to solve some crimes. Don't ruin the vibe. Like, you can't just go from like, oh yeah, there was a mass stabbing, we better get rid of this body in some flippin' ditch somewhere, to, ooh, my boyfriend over there looking really cute, I love you, I'm just gonna do a weird catwalk back and forth dance in my weird ball gown, and then cut back instantly to some dude making murder tapes. Don't do this to me. It does not mix well. And the characters are just so edgy for no reason. No reason at all. I don't get it. If you have any like cool like mystery or thriller suggestions that are available on Netflix Canada, let me know, because I would be more than willing to watch them. And lastly, keep an eye out for when I'm going to be dropping that little remix video. It's going to be awesome. There's going to be probably 2 songs that we're going to make. Anyways, here's the end of the tutorial. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!